5 minutes before the hour now, and you are looking live at the National Mall in Washington as we wait for the president-elect to speak from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. When Barack Obama walks into the Oval Office on Tuesday, he'll bring a huge base of support from Americans with him. A couple of new polls show the vast majority of us expect him to do a good job in the office. Take a look at this one from Associated Press. 65% of people, nearly two-thirds, say Mr. Obama will be an outstanding or at least above average president. And a new poll from the New York Times indicates 79% of Americans say they are optimistic about the next 4 years. 79%. That's the highest number for any of the last 5 presidents. High expectations. Joining us now, Republican Congressman Peter King from the state of New York. Good to see you, Congressman.
Good to see you, Shepard.
I guess when you get pinned down on some issues, once you're actually in office, things can change once you have to be making decisions. But it feels like Americans are looking for something around which they can rally.
Yeah, I mean, obviously his numbers have to come down, but that's almost unimportant. I think that Americans do want to rally behind the new president. Republicans realize that. And I think it's important for President Obama on foreign policy and counterterrorism to show exactly what his policies are, how he's going to address them, and obviously on the economy to do what FDR did, and that's maintain confidence in the system, at the same time try to come up with proposals that will bring on as much Republican support as possible. And we as Republicans have an obligation to reach out to President Obama. So in some ways, even though this is the worst of times, it's also a real opportunity for President Obama and the American people to put aside a lot of what went on when Republicans went after Bill Clinton, I thought unnecessarily. I think Democrats went after President Bush unnecessarily. Now we have a president coming in with big numbers, with a lot of support, and the people yearning for progress. So this is an opportunity for both parties to, at least for a short period of time, try and be statesmen.
Republicans have been unusually quiet about this huge stimulus package, and which has left a lot of people to wonder whether they just want to get him on the record, let the president-elect own the stimulus package, and then start yelling about it later.
Well, you know, there's always some of that, but I really think that we realize, and the Republican leadership realizes, that we are in serious economic times. We also realize that President Obama has strong support. And we're not going to oppose him for the sake of opposing. And we do want to find a way to work with him. So, you know, I'm sure some of the political manipulations will come later on. But I can tell you right now, there's a real attempt to work with President Obama. And in fairness to him, from all the evidence I've seen, both generally and personally, he is certainly reaching out to Republicans. And so we should keep this alive and well for as long as we can.
Are you surprised at all that there hasn't been more chatter from the right about the incoming or the Treasury Secretary designate?
No, no. I'll tell you why. Because we realize the economy is in severe times. We realize that Geithner is actually very close to Paulson. Geithner's policies were very similar to what the Bush administration was proposing. And to pull the plug on him right now could send shockwaves through the financial community. I mean, he is respected. The international markets, the financial system in this country, they respect Tim Geithner. And for us to take a shot at him now. So in some ways, he's getting the benefit, if you will, of the tough economic times, because I think the impact that would have on the stock market and on international markets could be devastating.
Peter King, maybe not for everybody, but for a lot of Americans, there's a sense of euphoria that's going on right now, almost like, you know, New Year's Eve is coming or any big exciting moment in your life. The day after this big exciting moment, the tough times are still with us. There are horrible financial crisis going on. We're in the middle of a couple of wars. Are you concerned that there will be a sort of hangover that might not serve us well?
No, listen, I would rather come in on a high than come in on a low. And it's going to be up to President Obama to manage the expectations. I think most of the hits he's going to take will be from the liberal wing of his own party. We've already seen that on some of his tax policies. I think we may see it on some of his counterterrorism policies and actually military policies. So no, but listen, he has been a master. He's gotten himself elected. He has managed to bring the country together. And now his job, in addition to being president, is to manage expectations. And based on his record so far, I think he's going to do very well. He certainly will do better than I would, that's for sure.
Peter King, live on our Capitol Hill newsroom. Congressman, it's great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shepard.
All right. We're just moments away from the president.